Right now at 5, authorities bring charges against a suspect involved in an exchange of gunfire in Miami.
And we've got a few showers, a couple of thunderstorms out there this morning, a few of those possible today. Otherwise, an opportunity to dry out. Look at your forecast coming up.
Plus, after a series of staff changes, community members in Girard have concerns about the current state of their police department.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. It's 5 a.m. I'm Elise Noe.
I'm Chris Warner. It is now Wednesday. It's June the 4th, and had some thunderstorms yesterday.
Yes.
Now, thankfully, we didn't get it nearly as bad as our friends down in central Oklahoma.
Right.
Number of tornado warnings, and at least I was watching some of News 9's coverage in Oklahoma City. They had at least briefly a tornado on the ground near Norman. So just a very rough situation for them down there, and even up north, tornado warnings around the Kansas City metro.
Yes.
So we did kind of get a little bit lucky on that. And today, we got an opportunity to dry out for most of us. Then we're going to see more shower thunderstorm chances. Let's start, though, with that look outside downtown Pittsburgh. Now, on the Pittsburgh side, it's not raining. It's dry in terms of the weather conditions. It's cloudy, though, and the roads are still wet because we still got plenty of rainfall from those storms yesterday. Now, on the Missouri side, MoDOT camera, 20th and range line, looks a little foggy, looks a little damp because got some pretty hefty rainfall actually into the Joplin area now. So stretching back into parts of southwest Missouri, and you can see a lot of it is into the Missouri side and then stretches back into parts of northeastern Oklahoma. Nothing severe, nothing strong, but some heavy rain definitely falling out there. And these little showers here, not too terribly fast moving, and we do have additional ones, as you can see, developing back off to the south and to the west. And it's going to be this that gives us a better opportunity for some scattered showers and storms, mainly along and south of I-44 as we roll into the afternoon, as you can see on Future Track. Now, an isolated shower or two north of that point, not out of the question, but most of it is going to be confined south of I-44 through the afternoon. Now, depending on how much clearing can take place in southeast Kansas, if you guys get to partly cloudy or even mostly clear state, you'll look at temperatures maybe in the mid, possibly even getting into the upper 70s in some cases, but most of us are going to be in the upper 60s and low 70s today. We won't really experience any kind of clearing until late this evening, and that clearing will be brief as clouds will increase again overnight tonight. So again, today, some isolated showers, a couple of thunderstorms out there. Tomorrow, at least some good news. Our severe threat, and again, not for the daytime hours, but for overnight Thursday and the Friday morning, has been pulled back. Yesterday, it stretched back into southwest Missouri. It's been pulled back, but we still have that risk for some strong to low-grade severe thunderstorms. And then Friday, same situation, but this is going to be mainly in the first half of the day, where we could see some strong to severe thunderstorms in the southern half of our area, and then just some scattered storms following that. Sitting at 66 in Joplin, 63 in Pittsburgh. You can see that cold front has pushed through. You can see right where it is because ahead of it, still got a couple of 70-degree readings out there. Behind it, take a look. Iola sitting at 59, Yates Center at 60, so a little bit cooler on that backside. Through the rest of the day, again, the majority of us into the upper 60s, low 70s. Now, if some more clearing can take place out west, you might get a little bit warmer, and again, shower thunderstorm chances mainly along and south of I-44, and with the passage of that cold front, we'll have north winds at about 5 to 10. As I showed you on the extended outlook there, we've got additional thunderstorm chances, including some strong to severe thunderstorm chances. We're going to break down those details for you here in just a few more minutes. Elise?
All right, Chris, thanks. Well, he's still in the hospital, but authorities yesterday formally charged the man who was shot in an exchange of gunfire with Miami, Oklahoma police on Saturday. Charges against 25-year-old Michael Cook III are discharging a firearm into a dwelling, 2 counts of shooting with intent to kill, and feloniously pointing a firearm. Police say Cook fired into the Mia Bella Italian restaurant from outside, trying to force his way in. They say when they confronted him, he opened fire and ran. Gunfire broke out again in the area of a nearby Arby's. Cook was shot, taken into custody, and flown to a Tulsa hospital in critical condition. That's where he remains. And authorities turned to the public for information regarding a burglary in Fort Scott, Kansas. Last week, officers responded to the First Baptist Church for a burglary report. Surveillance video shows a pair of unknown individuals inside the church. The individuals caused damage and rummaged through multiple areas of the building. The two have also been seen on nearby surveillance footage on foot and bicycles. The Fort Scott Police Department is asking for assistance in identifying the two individuals. Crawford County law enforcement recovered items reportedly stolen from Jake's Fireworks. The sheriff's office says the burglary was reported Monday and that someone cut the fence and stole fireworks, tools, and other items. After identifying suspects and getting search warrants for 3 homes in Pittsburgh and Frontenac, law officers found the stolen goods and made an arrest. They're anticipating additional arrests soon. Yesterday morning at about 10:15, an SUV overturned on into the parking lot of Wellsprings Church on North Main in Webb City. Missouri State Highway Patrol says the southbound SUV driven by a Webb City teen went off the road to the right, overturning. There were no injuries. And to be the first to see breaking news, weather, and sports, you can download the KOAM News app. It's available free of charge in the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store. Just search for the KOAM News app. Well, some residents in Girard have concerns about the current state of the town's police department. The department has seen several officers step down in recent months. In May, former police chief Sierra Roberts resigned. Now, she has since taken a position at the Crawford County Sheriff's Office. It's drawn questions about what staffing the city currently has, and Girard residents say they've noticed the sheriff's department having to respond to more calls in the area in the past couple of months. Now, some residents say they've also noticed an uptick in local crime.
We've been here in business, it'll be 38 years in November. We've never ever had any break-ins, never had any trouble at all. But since there's no police, it seems like it's just really gone downhill for the town.
Well, the mayor of Girard confirmed with KOAM News that the city has appointed a new chief of police, Jesse Snyder, and began in the role in mid-May. They currently have 1 patrolman active and another ready to start academy. The mayor says the city has an agreement with the county sheriff's office for nighttime coverage as well. That's a look at this morning's top stories and weather in our first 7 minutes, coming up on the KOAM Morning News. Oil prices jump after Ukraine's stunning strikes inside Russia over the weekend. Plus, President Trump doubles tariffs on steel and aluminum imports while Elon Musk slams Trump's budget bill. And we're tracking rain chances for today. We'll have what to expect with Chris Warner in the Skywatch Weather Center. You're watching the KOAM Morning News. We'll be right back. Well, topping Nation Watch this morning, dear old dad is likely to make out like a bandit this year. According to the National Retail Federation, spending on Father's Day is expected to reach $24 billion this year. Now, that's a record and way up from last year's $22.4 billion. Of about 8,200 survey respondents, the average person plans to drop about $200. All that dough will go to things like greeting cards, clothing, a special outing, and gift cards. Less than half of the respondents are buying for fathers or stepfathers, though. Now, just over half are buying for husbands, sons, brothers, friends, or grandfathers. Father's Day is Sunday, June 15th. Oil prices made a significant jump on Wall Street. The rise comes after Ukraine's large-scale drone strikes deep inside Russia over the weekend. Now, the attack is stoking geopolitical concerns. U.S. oil climbed nearly 3.5% to $62.85 a barrel. Brent crude, the world benchmark, jumped just over 4.5% to $65.67 a barrel. It's the first time in months that concerns about the Russia-Ukraine war have sharply lifted energy prices. The Federal Aviation Administration is looking for a company to build out a new air traffic control system over the next 3 years. Tuesday, the Department of Transportation issued a request for information. Last month, the FAA announced plans to replace and modernize core infrastructure, including radar, software, hardware, and telecommunications networks. Now, it's not clear how much the project will cost, but Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy is counting on Congress to deliver funding. Well, President Donald Trump's trade war ratcheted up again overnight with levies on steel and aluminum imports doubling from 25% to 50%. Now it comes as the president is talking to Republicans in the Senate to push his so-called big beautiful budget package over the finish line by the July 4th holiday. But President Trump's former special employee and advisor Elon Musk is now publicly slamming the bill as a disgusting abomination. Jared Hill has more from New York.
As promised this morning, President Donald Trump's tariffs on foreign steel and aluminum doubled to 50%. Small companies like Washington, D.C.'s Wright Proper Brewing are preparing to grapple with higher prices, but the White House says the move will ultimately bolster domestic production. The owner of the brewery spoke to CBS's Ed O'Keefe.
It goes one way, and then you hear something else, then you hear something else. We'll figure it out, but it's painful.
Amid tariff negotiations,
Thank you, Elon.
a major rift with one of President Trump's biggest allies. Billionaire Elon Musk is slamming the president's prized tax cut and border bill, posting on X, quote, "The massive, outrageous, pork-filled congressional spending bill is a disgusting abomination. Shame on those who voted for it." On Capitol Hill, Democrats embraced Musk's comments.
Breaking news, Elon Musk and I agree.
The Senate's top Republican disagreed.
He's entitled to that opinion. We're going to proceed.
The bill is now making its way through the Senate. GOP leaders say they believe they can get it passed in time to meet the White House's July 4th deadline, but a handful of Republicans are against it, including Kentucky's Rand Paul.
I want less spending. I want less debt.
On social media, the president wrote, "Rand votes no on everything, but never has any practical or constructive ideas." As Congress battles over new spending, the White House yesterday officially requested lawmakers claw back over $9 billion in foreign aid and funding for public radio and TV, aiming to make some DOGE cuts permanent. Jared Hill, CBS News.
The Secret Service say police in Florida arrested a man who allegedly climbed a fence and tried to enter President Trump's Mar-a-Lago club early Tuesday. According to arrest documents obtained by the Palm Beach Daily News, the man allegedly told police that he had hoped to speak with the president about the gospel and that he wanted to marry his 18-year-old granddaughter. President Trump was in Washington, and the Secret Service says no protectees were on the property at the time of the incident. Well, still to come, a new study suggests that a low-calorie diet could increase your risk of depression. Plus, Chris returns with another look at your Wednesday forecast. You're watching the KOAM Morning News. We'll be right back. Well, a sudden truck accident left a cargo load of beehives spilled and millions of buzzing bees sent skyward, forcing officials to call in some beekeeping backup. Jeremy Roth has today's Take a Look at This.
Commuters in Washington State's Whatcom County were no doubt buzzing about a truck crash that left millions of honeybees scattered to the wind. It happened when a semi-truck carrying some 70,000 pounds of live honeybee hives overturned, rolling into a ditch and spilling its cargo. The area was immediately abuzz with swarming honeybees, some 250 million, according to county officials. The road was closed and local beekeepers were called in to help with the bizarre situation, working to recover, restore, and reset the hives. Officials said there was no real health threat, although they did warn the public to steer clear due to the risk of stings, hoping locals would get the point as not to, get the point. Youch. Another rollover truck crash, this one in Minnesota, of another semi carrying highly sensitive cargo. Small arms ammunition, to be exact. You can see as the truck rolls over on a turn, it hits a Minneapolis tunnel's wall, shearing the top of the trailer almost completely off. Officials say the driver was not seriously injured, but ammo was left spilled across lanes in both directions, forcing a temporary shutdown of the roadway to clean it all up. I don't know what the deal is with doomed semi-trucks, but yet another met its demise thanks to a speeding train in Florida. Melissa Katz had a front row seat capturing the crazy crash on camera from her car.
We were all really scared. Everyone started reversing. I couldn't move. I was stuck in place.
Thankfully, the driver had escaped unharmed before the train slammed into the truck, leaving it and a crossing signal scattered and tattered.
Very scary. I thank God that I'm alive and well and everything's fine and the driver was able to get away safely.
For Take a Look at This, I'm Jeremy Roth.
Well, semis certainly have it tough sometimes, and thankfully no one was injured. Let's head over to Chris for a quick look at your forecast.
Yeah, Skywatch Storm Tracker got some showers and some heavier rain, even a couple rumbles of thunder out there this morning. That will be the trend, at least for some of us, while others get a chance to dry out. Got another look at your forecast when we come back. Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News. 5:22 now on this Wednesday morning. We do have some showers, even a couple of rumbles of thunder out there, mainly into Missouri, but stretching back into parts of northeastern Oklahoma as well. Quick tour on the radar. So we got some light showers up around Butler, Osceola, just to your west, El Dorado Springs, Nevada. You've got a light shower out there as well, back towards Sheldon, Stockton. Getting a little heavier rain out there as well down toward Greenfield. Lamar, some moderate showers, and you take I-49 roughly from Sheldon down south toward Goodman, and you get into a bunch of heavier rain. So that's Carthage, Jasper, just beginning to exit Joplin, but stretching back through Diamond, Neosho, which means eventually Mount Vernon, Monette, you'll get some rain in there. Heavier shower around Grove, back into southeastern Ottawa County, and some spotty showers out here near Newada and back into Craig County. And we've got additional showers and little rumbles of thunder down toward the Tulsa area, so Okmulgee, Muskogee. We've got some showers out there. Some of those will continue to regenerate and bring additional isolated shower and thunderstorm chances for some of us as we head into the afternoon hours out there. So you can see where this just kind of keeps re-firing right along and south of I-44. Whereas some of this activity kind of fizzling out. Well, watch what these showers do. Not expecting anything severe, just a determination as whether or not you're going to have a wet start to the day or not. Once we head into the afternoon, that some parts of southeast Kansas, Future Track is hinting you might actually start to clear out a bit. So maybe some mostly clear to partly cloudy skies. And if you clear out at a good time, you'll be warmer than everybody else here in the 4 states. Showers, isolated storms, again, mainly confined along and south of the I-44 corridor as we head through the afternoon. As we get a little later into the evening, they'll become a lot more sporadic, and eventually by 6, maybe 7 at the latest, they're done. They're out of here, and that's going to be it. Our Thursday will actually start mostly cloudy again, and we'll spend a good portion of the day mostly cloudy to cloudy with some isolated showers. And some of this has not really changed over the last couple of days, and in some cases that's good news. And same for tomorrow. Still looking at just some isolated showers here or there. We'll warm up a bit, get a little more sunshine. Then, as you know, our severe weather threat we talked about earlier that originally for, again, late Thursday into early Friday morning had extended into southwest Missouri has been curtailed pretty far back, and this is why. The thunderstorms may be in a slightly more weakening state by the time they get here early Friday morning, so severe weather may be confined as we get these storms through. You can see they're not looking as impressive as they did even just yesterday morning on the future track, but we'll have showers and storms in the first half of our Friday, and then we'll have another round, possibly into the early afternoon hours or late afternoon, where we could get a stray shower or storm out there as well, with another potential for, again, maybe a strong or low-grade severe thunderstorm. So here's what we've got for tomorrow. No areas highlighted under the tornado risk category, but again, and not tomorrow during the day. I want to emphasize tomorrow at night, isolated risk for hail across a portion of the area, and then we have the isolated to scattered wind risk out there as well. And once we go beyond that, we still have that severe threat for the southern half of our area as we roll into Friday, but again, this is going to be associated with some of those earlier storms out there. For today, again, isolated shower storms south of I-44, otherwise mostly cloudy. Low 60s by 8, and then into the upper 60s by 11 o'clock this morning. I saw that 7 and just thought of 7 a.m. While those shower storms, low 70s, upper 60s today for most of us. We start warming up, upper 70s tomorrow. Low 80s by Friday and into the weekend. Saturday is starting to look a little better. Maybe a few morning showers. We'll keep an eye on that. And then a few showers possible Sunday. As we head into next week, at least a couple of days next week, upper 80s near 90 degrees. Let's check your forecast. We're going to send it over to Elise now with Health Watch.
All right, Chris, thanks. Well, a low-calorie diet could help you lose weight, but new research suggests it could also increase your risk of depression. A study published in BMJ Nutrition found people who were overweight and on a calorie-restricted diet reported feeling more depressed than people trying other kinds of diets. Now, the authors of this study say calorie-restricted diets could lead to nutritional deficiencies and stress, which could add to depression. And children born to mothers with obesity face a higher risk of infections. Research published in BMJ Medicine found infants were 41% more likely to be admitted to the hospital for an infection if their mothers were obese, and they were 53% more likely to be admitted between the ages of 5 and 15. Worldwide, it's expected 1 in 4 mothers will be classified as obese by 2030. And a cup of beans a day could boost your heart health and metabolism. People who ate more chickpeas had improved cholesterol levels, and people who ate more black beans had lower inflammation, according to a study being presented at the American Society for Nutrition meeting. This information could be especially beneficial for people with prediabetes. That's a look at some of today's top health stories. We'll be right back. Right now at 5:30, kids in Joplin learn the ins and outs of law enforcement during a kids academy.
And we've got a few showers, a couple of thunderstorms out there. Some of us will see those through the day, others will dry out. Details coming up.
Plus, a tasty event in Joplin cooks up some funds to support a Boy Scout troop.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. It's 5:31. I'm Elise Noe.
And I'm Chris Warner. It is now Wednesday. It is June the 4th. And of course, we had the severe weather chances yesterday.
Yes.
We got pretty lucky here.
Certainly.
We were sandwiched in between some more intense severe weather, but we do have a lot of flooding out there.
Right.
So again, just remember, turn around, don't drown. You need to make sure that you are cautious. If you know your route's prone to flooding, you got to be careful this morning. And just saw a report too from KCTV. There was a tornado that passed near Kauffman and Arrowhead Stadium. Somebody sent them some video of some debris landing on the baseball field. So again, we got pretty lucky down here. But we do have that flooding. Let's take a look outside real quick. Downtown Pittsburgh. Now Pittsburgh roads are still wet. I mean, we got a lot of rain over the last several hours, and so those roads are going to take a minute to dry out. Skies are cloudy. On the Missouri side, still raining a bit in Joplin right now. And you can see from MoDOT camera at 20th and Rangeline that the roads are obviously very wet, and this is why. We got some heavier showers. You can see this lightning strike here, so we do have some thunderstorm activity with this as well. So really along the I-49 corridor on the Missouri side, and then it kind of twists back down the I-44 corridor, heading back into northeastern Oklahoma with just some spotty showers here and there outside of this little complex of showers and storms. Again, nothing severe expected today, but if you take a look and you watch the loop here, you'll see the new development that keeps taking place south of I-44 into eastern Oklahoma, and that's what's going to feed the chances, at least, for some isolated showers and thunderstorms, which will again primarily be confined along and south of I-44. A stray shower or two north of that point, not out of the question, but the better chances are going to be down to the south. And for some of us in southeast Kansas, you might clear out a little more than everyone else does, and if you do, take a look at these temperatures, mid-70s out there, Yates Center, Fredonia, Chanute. Everybody else, though, is probably going to be still dealing with those cloudy skies, so we're going to be a little cooler across the region. And we'll actually even have a brief moment of some partly cloudy skies, and it's a very brief moment before clouds thicken right back up out there. So again, just some thunderstorms for some of us today, nothing severe. Tomorrow, our severe threat's been scaled back, and again, this is going to be really tomorrow night into early Friday morning, which is good. But for Friday, at least in the first half of the day, we are still looking at that possibility of some strong to severe thunderstorms out there, with the higher chances again in our southern counties as we roll through our Friday. We're sitting at 64 in Joplin right now, 63 over in Pittsburgh, and across the area, there's where that cold front is, and you can see where it's passed through, because take a look, Iola's 59. We've got low mid-60s behind it, and still have a couple of 70s ahead of the front, but it'll continue to push off to the south and east gradually, and we'll have a slightly cooler day into the upper 60s and low 70s, again with the exception of maybe some of our friends in the northwestern portions of our viewing area. It might get a little warmer today. Shower storms again mainly along and south of I-44. They'll start to wrap up by 6, 7 o'clock at the latest, and we've got additional thunderstorm chances again rolling into Friday and Saturday, or at least Friday. And we'll take a look at your full forecast here in just a few more minutes. Elise?
All right, Chris, thanks. Well, before the storms moved through our area, they brought some heavy rains to the west of us. Flash flooding in the Wichita area stranded some drivers in roads. Emergency responders had to perform a number of water rescues, some requiring boats. Now, some people voluntarily evacuated their homes in the face of rapidly rising water. Well, federal assistance may soon be on its way to southwest Missouri following last night's severe storm damage. Yesterday, Missouri Governor Mike Kehoe announced that FEMA will participate in preliminary damage assessments and response costs in 5 Missouri counties. Now, those counties include Dade, Douglas, Ozark, Vernon, and Webster counties. Those storms brought damaging straight-line winds, excessive rain, large hail, and flooding damage from May 23rd through May 26th. Now, additional counties may be added as damage information is received from local officials. And don't forget, you can be the first to know about the day's weather with the KOAM Skywatch weather app. Get severe weather updates sent straight to your phone free of charge. It's available in the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store. The KOAM Skywatch weather app. The Joplin School District incoming 6th graders got to visit some special guests with wagging tails at the public training facility in Joplin. The program is called the JPD Kids Academy. Students got the chance to learn about the vital role canines play in law enforcement and had a closer look at what it means to serve and protect. Now, it's all part of an effort to inspire young minds to start thinking of what they want to be when they grow up.
I think it's neat to show kids kind of what it's like in law enforcement and then also show some parallels as long as the stuff they're learning in school, like writing sentences, spelling, physical activity, other things like that, interpersonal skills, showing that all these things that they're learning right now in school can apply to jobs later on in life.
We want them to know that Joplin has so much to offer. We want them to know that they have resources here, they have educational opportunities, and they have career pathways here.
Students say they enjoyed having a handcuffing relay race. Well, help for the Boy Scouts came in the form of a tasty fundraiser yesterday in Joplin. The First Presbyterian Church on Pearl Street cooked up the fundraiser to benefit Boy Scout Troop 10. For $10, visitors could grab a hamburger, hot dog, baked beans, and some chips.
Meet at the church every other Monday meeting during the summer, and then every Monday night throughout the rest of the school year. And they wanted to put on a fundraiser for us, so we came here to volunteer and serve food and cook burgers and hot dogs.
The money will go to help pay for the cost of camping gear for the Scouts. And the city of Joplin will bring back a popular recycling event this week. The Joplin Recycling Center's free tire drop-off event rolls back out this Saturday from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. The center moved the event to the North Lone Elm site due to a need for more space. Now, last year's event drew 110 vehicles and collected more than 12 tons of tires. You can find more information on this event on our website, KOAMnewsnow.com. Well, every year, Route 66 brings all types of visitors to the historic byway, including artists. This week, the World Street Painting Festival hit the road with 10 artists, 8 international and 2 from the States, bringing their 3D painting skills to the festival, marking the Route Centennial. The festival runs through Saturday, weather allowing, of course, at Joplin's Schifferdecker Park. The public is welcome and the formal unveiling is scheduled for 10 until 2 this Saturday. The public chalk art project will also take place on the same day from noon until 2. And that's a look at our top news stories coming up this half hour on the KOAM Morning News. An international group projects that the U.S. economic growth is expected to rapidly slow down this year. Plus, Alaska Airlines reveals its first European destination. We'll have the details. You're watching the KOAM Morning News. We'll be right back. Well, in Consumer Watch this morning, an international group projects that U.S. economic growth will hit the brakes this year. The Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, made of 38 member states, including the U.S., forecasts the country's growth will slide to 1.5% in 2025 and 1.6% next year. Now, that's a steep drop from last year's 2.8% growth. The group blamed new tariffs as one of the causes, with President Donald Trump's plan to double tariffs on foreign steel and aluminum set to kick in today. The OECD also predicts that global growth will slow to 2.9% this year, down from 3.3% in 2024. Alaska Airlines has announced its first European destination. Starting in May of 2026, the carrier will launch nonstop flights between Seattle and Rome. Alaska Airlines says the destination is the most requested among its rewards members. Tickets for flights to Rome will go on sale starting this fall. And this is shaping up to be the summer of the snack wrap wars. McDonald's has announced that it will bring back its popular chicken snack wraps on July 10th. The announcement came after Popeyes announced its all-new chicken wraps with a choice of classic, spicy, or honey mustard spread. That's a look at Consumer Watch this morning. Let's head over to Chris for a quick look at your forecast.
Yeah, still have some rain falling in the Joplin area. We still have a few showers and thunderstorms out there as well, mainly on the Missouri side, but also stretching back into parts of Oklahoma. We're going to have a full look at your forecast when we come back.
The federal government will soon be taking a new look at infant formula. Details in today's Ag Day Minute.
I'm Clinton Griffiths with today's Ag Day Minute. Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is calling for a comprehensive review of infant formula. He wants to look into the nutrients and other ingredients, including possible heavy metals in formula. It would represent the first such review since 1988. Now, it's estimated 3/4 of U.S. infants consume formula in the first 6 months of life. Experts say current formula products remain safe and nutritious, but they welcome a new look at whether required ingredients should be changed. Tomatoes distributed in 3 southern states are now part of a recall from the FDA. The recall was first announced last month for potential salmonella contamination, but it has now been upgraded to the most serious recall the agency can issue, a Class 1. Williams Farms Repack said the affected tomatoes were sold to wholesalers and distributors in late April under the name H&C Farms label. So far, there have been no illnesses reported. And how do you tell if a mango is ripe? Well, our friends over at the Packer are investigating that question after finding in a survey that many people don't know how. They spoke with a member of the National Mango Board, and they said you should gently press the mango to gauge its ripeness. They also say some varieties, if you smell them near the stem, can have a really sweet smell, and you know that it's ready. For more Ag News, watch Ag Day weekdays on the station or get updates over at agweb.com.
Here's Chris with a full look at your forecast.
We've still got some showers and thunderstorms out there for parts of the region. We've got some heavier rain, especially in the southwest Missouri here, stretching, kind of curling back down I-49 and back south of I-44 into parts of Ottawa County. Getting some spotty showers outside of that as well. In fact, we're seeing additional shower and little thunderstorm development south of I-44 into eastern Oklahoma. And eventually, this is what's going to work its way back up to the north and east and bring more shower and thunderstorm chances for especially long and south of I-44 as we roll through the afternoon. But you can see we've got a few that are north of that point, and that's going to be a possibility. But again, most of the rain we see for later today is going to be along and south of I-44. Now, as I've mentioned, the clearing. If we get some clearing into parts of southeast Kansas, we're talking Fredonia, Chanute. You draw this line back down through Chautauqua County and up to the northeast. Points northwest of that may be a little warmer today than everyone else, because just about everyone else is going to be dealing with those mostly cloudy skies for most of the day. Again, stray shower thunderstorm continuing south of I-44. By about 6, 7 o'clock, that should be done and out of here. We go into our Thursday. We start mostly cloudy again. Temperatures mild thanks to the cloud cover. We'll warm back up a bit, though, into the upper 70s, even some low 80s here and there. And then we'll start to see initially, again, those isolated showers will be possible. It'll be late Thursday into Friday. Now we'll get our next round of showers and thunderstorms out there. And some of those could be strong to low-grade severe as they push through in the morning hours on our Friday. And then we could get some additional late-day development on Friday. This is going to freeze up on us here, but you can see late Friday into early Saturday, maybe 1 or 2 additional storms out there, and that's why as we head down the road, we also have that severe risk for Friday. So for tomorrow, no areas highlighted for a tornado threat at this point, which is good, but we do have that isolated hail risk and the isolated to scattered wind risk. This has been scaled back. Yesterday, heading into early Friday morning with those storms, it stretched pretty far east. It does not stretch as far east now. Those storms are expected to be in a bit of a weakening state by the time they get here. And then again, Friday could get some additional strong to potentially severe thunderstorms, especially in the southern half of our area with some of that additional development. For the rest of today, again, some isolated storms. We've got them, again, a broader area right now, especially onto the Missouri side, but eventually they'll start to confine themselves down along and south of I-44. We're about 63 to start, near 67 by 11 o'clock this morning. Again, most of us will go in the low 70s for our highs, but out to the west, get a little more sunshine, might be a little warmer, a little closer to the mid 70s. And we'll have a north breeze behind this cold front at about 5 to 10 miles an hour. Calm winds overnight, mostly cloudy skies, maybe a brief moment of clearing around though 8, 9 o'clock. And then those clouds sticking right back up, back into the mid-60s tonight. Rolling into Friday, again, we have that chance for those showers and thunderstorms. And then they should start to clear out for us on Saturday. And they may clear out even earlier than what Future Track is showing. And then we could get another isolated shower, rumble of thunder as we head into Sunday afternoon, but not expecting anything severe with that activity at this point either, which is also some good news. All right, so today, again, low 70s, most of us, upper 70s, some low 80s tomorrow. Low 80s return heading into the weekend. And then as we roll into next week, temperatures really start to warm up. Could have a day or two where we're going to be into the upper 80s to near 90 degrees. So definitely feeling like summer as we roll into parts of next week. That's Check Your Forecast. We're going to send it over to Elise now with sports.
All right, Chris, thanks. Well, in summer collegiate baseball, the Joplin Outlaws were back in action last night. They're on the road down in Sherman, and it's a matchup of the top two teams in the Mid-America League. The Outlaws are 7-1. Sherman is 8-1. They got to the fifth inning with the Shadow Cats holding a 6-5 lead before the game got put in a rain delay. Now it'll be resumed at this point today with the regularly scheduled game to follow. The high school baseball season in Kansas ended with a couple of our local teams, Fort Scott and Colgan, winning state championships. And this week, players from those and several more of our local teams receive individual all-state honors. In Class 2-1A, Spencer Wade, a senior outfielder for Northeast Arma, is on the first team All-State. His teammate Jaden Wetzel is on the second team as a middle infielder, along with a couple Colgan Panthers. Senior pitcher Brady Van Beesler and sophomore outfielder Lane Stoltz. In Class 3A, Girard sophomore Cam Smith, Humboldt senior Logan Page, and Iola senior Grady Daughtry are all first-team pitchers. Columbus sophomore Ben Major is on the second team, along with Iola junior Trey Wilson as a designated hitter. Receiving honorable mention is another Iola Mustang outfielder Jace Herman. And in Class 4A, the state champions are well represented. Fort Scott senior Dub Chip and Lennox Van are on the first team All-State. Chanute Jr. Chris Harding is on the second team as a utility player. Mikey Ramsey from Parsons receives honorable mention, as do a couple more Fort Scott Tigers, Brady Messer and Kanan Brown. Their head coach, Josh Reagan, is the 4A Coach of the Year. That's a look at sports this morning. We'll be right back. Well, a pair of firefighters from South Carolina team up for a competition and end up setting a world record. Jenna Crittenden and George Godson from the Spartanburg City Fire Department competed in the Firefighter Challenge Championship Series in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. The two completed a course made up of 5 real-life firefighting scenarios in just a minute and 54 seconds. The scenarios on the course are carrying a heavy pack upstairs, lifting a heavy hose, forcibly entering a building, advancing a hose through a slalom course, and dragging a weighted mannequin. Well, whether right off the block or in your favorite dish, it's time to celebrate cheese. Today is National Cheese Day. Hundreds of varieties of cheese are produced in the U.S. that stand alongside many more enjoyed from around the world. From Swiss to cheddar, Gouda to feta to brie, and so many versions, everyone has a favorite. Cheese is a snack that's great standalone or in a recipe, and that can include, of course, grilled cheese sandwiches, pizza, of course, or good old mac and cheese. For many people, cheese is serious business. Every 2 years, the World Championship Cheese Contest is held in
And believe it or not, cheese actually can boost your mood. I've read that, you know, if you're feeling a little down, you're not feeling too thrilled, if you eat some cheese, it supposedly can help boost your mood. It can make you feel a little better, a little happier. So if you're craving cheese, maybe that's why. And today's a great day to crave cheese, and it's a great day to sit inside and crave that cheese, especially in areas where we're going to continue to see some rain. Low 60s by 8 o'clock this morning, upper 60s by 11. We've got some scattered showers and storms out there now. They'll start to confine themselves primarily along and south of I-44 as we roll through the morning and into the afternoon. Eventually highs into the low 70s. Some of our friends, though, in the far western portions of our viewing area could actually warm to the mid 70s if you get a little more clearing than the rest of us will. North breeze 5 to 10. Overnight tonight, again, the showers should wrap up 6, 7 o'clock at the latest. We'll drop back into the mid 60s and we'll have calm winds across the area with those mostly cloudy skies. A few isolated showers through the day on Thursday, then late Thursday into early Friday, some thunderstorms, some strong to low grade severe storms will be possible. Will be warmer as well. We'll have thunderstorm chances through portions of the day on Friday, and again, some of those could be strong, possibly severe, so something we want to watch. Then we should be okay, maybe a few lingering showers early Saturday, and then Sunday, a couple of showers out there, and then heading into next week, temperatures start to heat up. That's checking your forecast. We're back with more right after this.